subjects. And so applying the wiki principle to companies, you can imagine people creating documentation, sharing knowledge, managing projects. And so the simple idea was to take, at the time there were, Wikipedia give their software away. It's called MediaWiki. So it's a free open source software solution. So we could have used that solution, but there's lots of open source solutions, and we just took one and reconfigured it and made it available to companies. And so that was the simple idea. But the kind of the core premise of this was that it was simple, it was cheap, free, and it just helped companies very quickly and easily to get people working together, sharing ideas, sharing knowledge, communicating, collaborating online, and especially for large companies this is important, because often the people are dispersed, they're scattered around all over the place. I mean, the companies that I worked for, I was working with, in many cases, lots of European countries, and you had people in teams dispersed all over the place, and this was useful stuff, which we didn't have before. So that's how we started, more or less, and things went, it was hard. I mean, you have to start somewhere, and that's the important point as well. Aside from having, finding a need, having a desire, a passion, and there being an opportunity, you've got to do something. I mean, because ideas are a dime a dozen. I mean, I'm sure I was here last week, in fact, meeting a couple of students. Nigel Biggs, your main man here, at the Surrey Entrepreneurs Society. He invited me around, and we sat down, a couple of guys. We had some breakout sessions. We could do that tonight, in fact. And you'll see it's so simple to come up with some ideas. And actually, I sat with a group, and we came up with some amazing ideas that seriously, I was amazed. I mean, we just sat there for 5 seconds, I think, and came up with 3 ideas. We then chose one, and we started exploring this idea and, building a bit of a business plan around it and some marketing, and, just trying to think the idea through. And I think we came up with a brilliant idea. But the point is, it's just an idea. And if it stays an idea, then it's nothing, And the point is to take a step in a direction at some point and do something. Because real value lies in delivery. So, the point is, just finishing off my story, more or less. I mean, we, about 2 years ago, started developing our own software. We were successful enough that through selling these third-party tools to make enough money to start developing our own software, focusing on developing our own software, and now we have that essentially, and we're selling the software to companies, similar to what we were doing before, but it's now ours. We make, every time we sell a license, we make the money. We don't have to give it to a third party, and we have control over the software as well, which we didn't have before. So, but we faced challenges as well now, and maybe that's one other point I would just want to say about entrepreneurship and starting your own thing. I mean, we started developing our own products January 2008, and then the bottom fell out of the world, more or less, because we went into a recession, mid-2008, right? So, we had that to contend with, and we essentially launched the product early 2009, and launching a product in a recession is not an easy thing, and we're still struggling. I mean, it's not easy. And the point is that you're going to come up against adversity. And I think an important element of entrepreneurship is persistence and perseverance. And again, having ideas is really easy. You've got to start. You've got to do something. That's the first big challenge. And then you've got to stick with something. If you really want to be successful, you can't just cut and run at the first sign of trouble. And sometimes it takes serious determination and passion and drive for something, and to put up with it. Because the truth is, I think most startups fail, and I don't think the failure is because they don't come up with a good idea or they don't implement it well. I think the first sign of trouble, and they're gone. They're off. They head for the hills. Like they find a simple job with somebody, a company, And like, I'm not knocking a job with a company by any means, but you know, it's if that's what you choose. I mean, they're perfectly respectable jobs with companies, and you can do that for life, no problem. But if you're here because you believe in entrepreneurialism and starting up your own business, then there's nothing like it. And when the bug bites, then I don't think there's any turning back, to be honest. I mean, for me personally, I certainly wouldn't go back. I mean, you know, it's been really difficult, and I could easily, I'm sure, get back into corporate life. And from, you know, I say this very humbly, but I'm, you know, with all of my experience in starting up my own business and growing it, you know, to a fairly successful level, I would say that that's of value to companies, and so I don't think I'd have a problem going back. But I can't imagine myself going back, because I'm the master of my own ship, and that's the beautiful thing. Like, but I mean, at the same time, I'm also responsible, and I have some big responsibilities, and that's the important thing, you know. And so you've got to put up with all of that, more or less. So yeah, I mean, you know, here I am now, and I mean, I'm not here to lecture you or anything like that. You know, nothing like that on entrepreneurialism. I mean, I'm just trying to share my story essentially, and you know, I think if I can impart on you a sense of the adventure that I've gone through, and that's attractive, then that's great. I mean, I've done something that I think is worthwhile. But you know, it's not for everybody. But I think it's well worthwhile doing, and I recommend it highly. And I think you should just go for it, and not be scared. And in fact, if anything, I think we're in the best time, the best of all times to start up your own business. I mean, I know you guys are. Would all of you be in first year? You'd all be in first year, right? Okay, so you still got a couple more years of grace. And you know, I was just chatting. Will over there, he works with me, but he's a student here actually. He's a second year student, finished, and he's doing a placement year with me, and that's really cool. I think. I mean, it's great for me because I think. I mean, the amazing thing is.
Slave labour.
There was an article on the web about that. I mean, but yeah, I'd hope you didn't think that it was. I mean, the amazing thing is that I've got someone that actually is hugely capable at a really good price. That is, I have to say, a big advantage. But the amazing thing is that especially in my business, I mean, I'm in like social networking, more or less. And, you know, social networking it's your game. I mean, the old farts my age, I promise you, I get it because it's my business and I love it. But I speak to a lot of the clients that I speak to who are my age or even older. They just, what? They don't get it. I mean, it's really, really difficult. So half of my struggle is trying to communicate how this kind of technology, where people just connect and make connections and find. I mean, it's all in the context of work. It's not fun, as in it's not, you know, like a lot of Facebook is fun stuff. I mean, for me, it's much more about social networking. It's business networking, using the same technologies, but the purpose is work, not fun, really. But it's the same thing, and the tools are much the same, and you do similar things, but just different purpose, more or less. And the thing is, trying to explain to them is, I mean, you know, it's just they look at you with blank expressions, and so you guys are the ones that get it. And the beautiful thing is, you know, I've got someone like Will who does get it very well, very fast, who comes really cheap. But I think what I'm trying to say is that on the other side, the good thing is that, I mean, Will he'll tell you himself very easily, but the benefit, I think, from a student point of view is that, you know, Will has got some good experience. So I would recommend this placement thing really, really highly, actually, because you will get a taste for enterprise, you know, for working in a company and how things work. And I think Will has, you know, maybe not necessarily have the best experience, but at least some experience of working with companies and understanding how people work and what they want and what they expect, and you know, and that's a good thing. So I recommend it highly, really, I do. But you know, so the point is, you know, you guys have got a couple more years to go before you get into the world and of work and have to confront